guys, I'm Dash and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a long-awaited foundation review video, and this is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation, and I have the shade 300 right here. So if you want to know how it wears throughout the day, because I got 2 check-ins for my foundation review, you want to know how it wears throughout the day, how it looks on my skin, which I am wearing right now, how do I think of it, and also basically the full-on review on this, then just keep watching. But as always, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Also follow me on Instagram at DaintyDashBeauty, not forgetting my Facebook page, which is also at DaintyDashBeauty. Like this video if you enjoyed, and comment down below what future videos would you like to see, and just keep watching. So starting off with the packaging, I'm going to show you the box packaging first. This is it. As you can see right here, I believe you guys already seen this everywhere around social media and tons of review video, because I did pick this up pretty late, and also I waited few weeks to review it, so I know this review video is already very long awaited. So this is the product itself, the foundation. It comes in a glass bottle, I believe, and I have the shade 300 as I said earlier, and also it comes with a nice white cap and a pump, as you can see right there. And this bottle, it's a very nice a frost matte finish. Also, just to show you, I got the Fenty Beauty Match Stick. This is also the packaging, super pretty, and I have in the shade Trippin. That's the packaging for the foundation, and the best part about Fenty Beauty is their skin tone foundation shade range. There are 40 shades, which by now you guys already know, and I have the shade 300. I already mentioned it, I don't know why I'm mentioning again, but that is that. I definitely think you guys can really find your shade range well. And also I just want to note that you guys really need to swatch it in stores, wait for a while, and then see how it color match to your skin, because I do notice it will dry down a little bit darker compared once you pumped out, because it won't oxidize throughout the day, which I will explain later in the demo. But this is so far how my skin is looking after I put on the foundation. So I guess that's about it, about all the small things I want to say, and let's move on to the demo and application for the foundation. Hey guys, so I just cleansed, toned and moisturized my skin, and today I'm going to be testing out the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation, and I have the shade 300. This is not my first time wearing it. I've been wearing it for quite some time already, so I do have a strong opinion on it already. So half of my face will be with a primer and half is it without, because just to see how it wears throughout the day. And how usually I do my foundation review is I will film it, talk about it, and then after that around end of the day I will just film an update and see how the foundation wears. Also, this side of the face I'll be using the flat top kabuki brush, and the other side I'll be using the sponge right here from Rihanna Beauty, which is absolutely my favorite sponge. I do think it's better than the Beauty Blender, only for 35 ringgit. If you haven't checked this out, go check it out. I put everything in the link down below, and let's get started. So first of all, I'm just pumping a little bit of the primer out. I don't know whether it's too much. I think it's too much, but let's go with it. So the first thing to do when you want to use this foundation is to really have a good shake with it, because the first time I used this foundation, which is also my Deepavali makeup tutorial look, I did a first impression on this foundation, which I will link it right here if you guys want to watch it. I noticed the foundation didn't work well at all. I feel that all the particles just separated inside, and throughout the day my skin was so much darker, so much oilier, and the first time I really hated it. And after wearing throughout the day, after wearing throughout few weeks already, I do really like this foundation, just to put it out there. So after you shake it, just going to pump. Just going to do I think 1 to half a pump. So you can see it's not as thick and it's not as very liquidy, but it has some fluidity to it. So I'm just going to dot it. I'll be using the sponge to just blend it out. So I just also want to note that this foundation has a scent to it. I don't particularly like the scent because I cannot guess what scent it is. So, but it doesn't really bother me. But it's quite a strong scent. Guys, so do you see a difference between the prime and brush side versus the sponge application side? For me, I can see, I don't know whether you can see on camera, but I do notice that this side has much more fuller coverage because here my acne spots are quite gone, and then here I can still see it peeking through. Other than that, I do feel that this side is much more like natural. If you're a type of girl that likes natural everyday makeup, you will really prefer the sponge application side, and it doesn't look cakey at all. It looks very, almost like you're not wearing anything, in my opinion. But this side, I feel you do look like you're not wearing anything, but you still can see that. I think definitely with the brush side, it is much more fuller coverage already expected, but this foundation doesn't give me full coverage. It's like around light to medium coverage, but it also depends on your skin. If you have acne skin, maybe it will be like really light coverage for you. So for me, I have some scarring here, so for me it's like light to medium coverage. But at this side at all, with the sponge application, I don't really see it covering any of my acne scar. I do feel like it actually evened out my skin tone really well, and it just gives a very smooth finish to the skin, which I am loving. And maybe you can't really see it on camera, but in person I do feel there's a big difference between this side and also this side. So let me get my makeup done and I'll be right back. This is how my skin is looking after I put on some concealer under my eye, and also I just powdered to set the concealer and also a little bit at my T-zone. I didn't powder all over my face because I do feel that this foundation just dry by itself, and also it doesn't leave a sticky feeling at all, which I really like about this foundation. But if I'm gonna be out throughout the day, going to college and stuff, I do recommend setting your face one layer of powder, very thin layer, just to ensure nothing just moves everywhere, and then you can stay matte as long as possible if you have oily skin especially. For this foundation, I do believe that all skin types can wear. If you have dry skin, you really need to really moisturize your skin, because as you all know, I have always have dry patches over here. So using the sponge side is not as bad using the brush application side. Can you see here it's a bit patchy already? It's because the dry skin, it really emphasizes the dry skin. So if you have dry patches on your face, it will definitely emphasize the area, so you really need to moisturize your skin. And also the primer that I put is a little bit mattifying primer. It's not super mattifying, but it definitely will matte your skin rather than give a glowy finish. So that is what I noticed so far. And of course, you'll be able to find your skin color, your skin tone, because 40 shades for you to choose from. At first, it definitely will be a bit harder to just choose because there's so many shades, but just test it out on Sephora, because it's on Sephora. So you just must swatch it and then just walk around and then let it become darker. They don't say it's oxidized, but when the first time I wore, because I didn't shake the bottle nicely, it definitely oxidized. That's no doubt. Everybody say it doesn't oxidize. I don't know lah, but for me, the first time I wore, I didn't shake it. It oxidized so badly, and after a while, after a while testing it out, I do notice that after every single time I shake the bottle and then after that I apply, it doesn't oxidize, but somehow it will dry down to match your skin. It doesn't oxidize throughout the day, but it will dry down like a bit darker to just match your skin overall. It's somehow like a color collecting thing, but I think oxidize throughout the day, if you really shake your bottle well, you won't have that problem. It is exactly 9 AM in the morning and I just done my makeup while waiting for my camera to cool down. So you definitely can see a difference between this side of the face and also this side. As I said earlier, this side looks more natural. It isn't as full coverage, so you can see the difference out of it. So another close-up for you guys. So I did contour and also put a little bit of blush, so now it's time for the highlight. For the Fenty Beauty line, I didn't get everything of course because that's a lot of money. So I got the foundation as well as the Fenty Beauty Match Stick Shimmer Skin Stick, and I got the shade Trippin, and as you can see, it is like seriously super pretty. Like it's like the orangey highlight with a lot of gold shimmer into it, and I really love the shade. I feel the shade is very unique, so I picked this up. And I didn't get the other highlight in a compact form because I feel that some are like seriously too glittery and some is like almost no pigmentation. I don't know, but I do feel it that way, so I just picked this up because I really like the shade of this. So I'm just going to swatch it for you guys and see. So this just looks like this. It's, when you see, it has like a rose gold hint to it with also with a yellow color golden base, but it's so pretty. Like once you blended it out, it looks somewhat natural. It looks very glowy rather than very glittery or very shimmery, but it looks very pretty. So how I've been liking to apply is with this brush right here. So this is like an angle brush. It's not too dense, but it's not too like what's the opposite of dense? It's not too sparse, so it's just nice. So what I like to do is just use this brush and just do it like this to really get some product here. You can also use a smaller brush, which I showed in the Deepavali video if I'm not mistaken. I just put like this, so this one can really give it to like a bigger area. So after you get like product on your brush, you can just aim where you want to put it. So I'm just going to put it. So in person, you can definitely see it's a very like natural glow. If you have like if you love like a matte foundation and you want to have like a subtle highlight, this will definitely stand out in matte foundation because it's subtle but it's just very pretty. So it's just right there. So this is the highlight side, so pretty. So it's like ooh, glow. So you can also use like your fingers to apply it. So what I'm going to do is just rub it like that, and then really aim where I want to put, and then just dab it. And I can just swipe it a bit. I do really enjoy using it with a brush because for me, I feel that it is so much more like easier. I do not recommend you directly putting onto your skin because I do feel that this like highlight stick can actually move the foundation onto your skin, which most of the highlighting or cream stick kind of product also usually move the foundation underneath. So I do recommend you like using with a brush also, or using with a finger, so it really like blends nicely into your skin. So this is how my highlight's looking. So to finish up the entire look, I'm just gonna put a little bit of lipstick, and today I'll be using the Palladio lipstick right here in the shade Regal Cafe in the matte formula. Such a pretty shade. So this is how my skin is looking after I've done my makeup and my highlight is popping. And I didn't do any like eye makeup because I'll be doing it later. I'll be filming like some lip swatches for my Instagram, and if you haven't followed my Instagram, go follow at DaintyDashBeauty. And I think this is it. I'll be checking back in a few hours time. This is how my skin is looking in natural lighting. I'm just at my living room, so the sunlight is good here. So that's about it, and I will check back in a few hours later. So the time now is exactly 6 PM in the evening, and I've been wearing this foundation for 9 hours, and this is how my skin is looking. So what do you guys think? And right off the bat, as I'm seeing in my mirror, I do notice that my foundation definitely, like, it feels like it's worn out, because I can see like my acne scars peeking through. It still looks smooth, but this side it has like almost no foundation on, because today whole day I was filming and then I did some homework, and then after that I took a quick nap. So maybe it is not as transfer proof, this foundation. And also a little bit of the update for the concealer, the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. I do see some like creasing under my eye. Usually I use concealer also have creasing, but the thing is like I do notice a little bit more from this concealer. It's very comparable to my Maybelline Fit Me concealer. So if you guys want the update, there it is for that. And coming back to the foundation, it is still looking very matte because I wasn't doing anything like super sweating kind of activities, so it is still fairly matte. But usually I wear, because I already tested before, I wear it to college. If sometimes you're really sweating, it will just sweat will come through, but then at the end of the day you won't get as much oily. For my skin tone, I have combination skin, and yet still I am not like too oily. It is still manageable. If you want to like prolong the wear of this foundation, maybe you can just touch up with powder. But in this case, because like the foundation is almost not there, especially for the sponge application side, you can really see that my acne scar is almost everywhere, and my face like got some veins over here, also can really see it very prominently. And the patching issue, like my nose right here, can you see it's really bad? It's like it's really emphasizing all the dry patches. So a little update for the Fenty Beauty Matte Stick Highlighter in the shade Trippin. I don't know whether you can see or not, but this side and also this side, the highlighter is almost gone. Everything is already rubbed off. Maybe a little bit at my nose where maybe I didn't like sleep over it, but this part of the highlighter, it's really almost gone and it doesn't look as fresh or new. So the overall look doesn't really look as fresh and new. But for me, I do not like recommend this for like events and stuff like that. For me, this is not my like holy grail foundation or favorite foundation, but I do see myself using this on a daily basis because I feel that this foundation is a very like natural kind of foundation. I like it that it doesn't make me oily throughout the day. So because sometimes our skin will go through dry combination or even like very oily, so I feel that oily skin girls might really like this foundation rather than dry skin, because if you have dry skin, you really need to like moisturize your skin very properly, as I said earlier in this video. Final thoughts on this foundation right here. I think that I like this foundation for some reason, and I also don't like this foundation for some reason. So definitely not a strong love or strong hate for this foundation. The reason that I like this foundation and I will continue to definitely use it is because I like how I can use this on a natural day. Like every day, this foundation is actually quite perfect because not only it doesn't make my oil to break through, but it also like throughout the day, it lasted to be smoothing on the skin. Yes, like some of the coverage is already gone, but I still can see my skin is overall like smoothened, and also the overall like skin tone and texture is also very smooth. So I really like that about this foundation. Also, another thing that I just noticed about this foundation that I really like is I don't really have like smile line problems with this foundation, which is actually really rare because almost all of the foundation that I try always give me like smile line problems, so that is like impressive to me actually. And about the pores, it also like looks like very smoothened as I said, but the thing that I don't like about this foundation is I don't like it is not as full coverage that I was expecting. I don't know, I just thought it would be like a little bit more coverage at least, especially at the sponge application side. And also I just wish this foundation could be like a little bit more long lasting or maybe transfer proof, because really like I really can see almost my skin, especially this one. I literally can see like my skin already. So for that reason, it make me kind of like I cannot wear this to events, because I feel that if like suddenly we're going to be like hot and sweaty and doing a lot of like activities, I definitely think that this foundation would really wear off throughout the day. So to just quickly touch about the highlighter, I don't regret purchasing either of the Fenty Beauty products, because especially this highlighter, I don't have anything like this on my collection. I feel that the color is super unique and I really like the texture as well. I do wish that it like wears throughout the day like a little bit longer, so that it's like the highlight still popping, but I think it's super cute and super easy to just throw into your bag and touch up throughout the day. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to comment down below if you already tried this foundation, letting me know how it works for you. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and I will see you guys in my next video.